Hello and welcome to my channel. In this section of the video, we are going to cover 10 practice questions that you should expect to have gone through before you take your PMP exam. So these are the practice questions which I've also created. However, my extra effort was to link these specific practice questions to pages or sections in the PMBOK edition 8, where you can also go and make reference in case there are some weak areas you've discovered as you practice. You can also make reference to the PMBOK, and then you can also get some explanations. So these 10 practice questions, they are also helpful because we are going to cover the question, and then we are also going to cover the answer, and then we are also going to make a reference to the PMBOK 8th edition, which is the current version, where you are going to be able to go through the concepts, the ideas, the domain, and also the process groups. So these 10 questions, they are going to be a mixture of easy, hard, and very hard questions. But I believe the moment you go through them, the moment you understand the concept of eliminating some of these answers, the better for you as you go to as you go to your PMP exam. So let's move on. Practice question number 8.1. A team member discovers a defect in a deliverable already accepted by the user. What should the project manager do? Okay. So a team member discovers a defect in a deliverable already accepted by the user. So the user is already accepted, the customer is already accepted the deliverable. What should the project manager do? So there's something that is discovered, a defect here. So A, assess the defect impact and communicate through the agreed process. Okay, this one makes sense if you're assessing it first. Hide it because the deliverable was accepted. You don't hide anything in a project environment. Everything must be transparent. Blame the customer for accepting. Don't blame the customer. Work with the customer. We do projects for the customer. Okay? So this cannot be the answer. Delete test evidence. Don't delete anything in a project. Be ethical. Okay? So the best answer here is A. Okay? Because the team member is discovering a defect, you need to assess the defect impact and to communicate through agreed processes, even if it was already accepted by the customer. So what is our reference here? Embedded quality into process deliverable principle, right? What does it mean? It says emphasizes building quality into processes and deliverables instead of relying on the final inspection. So if you have got defects coming in, it means you also need to embed quality into that process. What is the best mindset in this scenario? Is be transparent about quality issues even after acceptance. So users might accept some deliverables, but always be transparent, okay, about the quality, and always make sure that you are producing something with better quality, making A the best answer. And because accountable quality management requires impact assessment and also communication, making A the best answer in this scenario. Okay, practice question number 82, which is also classified as difficult, is a project manager must choose between two recovery options. One protects the debt but reduces benefits. The other delays delivery but preserves value. What should they do? This is very important. Interesting. So we have a project manager who has to choose between two recovery options. One that is going to protect the debt and reduces benefits. Then the other one is going to delay deliverable, but it's going to preserve value. So let's go through the answers now. Present trade-offs for a value-based decision. Okay, trade-offs make sense because two options, you must trade off somewhere. Let's go. Choose the fastest option without discussion. Normally, the fastest option is not always the best answer. So this one is what is causing this answer incorrect, without discussion. So we cannot choose this one. Choose the option that is easiest for the team only. Team only. So this is dangerous. You don't choose an option because it is the easiest for the team only. You choose something that is giving value to the business. Avoid telling stakeholders about either option. Don't avoid telling stakeholders of anything. Be transparent in a project environment and honest. Making A the best answer in this particular scenario. You need to present trade-offs for value-based decision. This is very important. You have two options to choose from, okay? One that is on benefits, and then the other one which is going to preserve value. So you need to trade off on one of them. So you choose, you present trade-offs for value-based decision, right? Then what is our link to our PMBOK? We focus on value principles, okay? And the best mindset in this scenario is to make trade-offs visible and also value-driven. This is a very important mindset. When you're doing your trade-offs, make sure the trade-offs are also visible and also it's value-driven. So every decision that you make, it must have value. Making A the best answer because stakeholders, they need clear trade-off information to decide based on intended value. Making A the best answer. Practice question number 83. A project team is distributed across time zones, causing delayed decisions. What should the project manager do? So what is our problem statement? We have distributed a project team in different time zones, all right? And it's causing delayed decisions in the project, right? What should the project manager do? Let's go through the answers now. Tailor communication and decision cadence to support collaboration. I like the word tailor communication because we have time zones which are different here, and decision is also part of communication. Require everyone to work in one time zone permanently. I don't think this is going to be feasible. Every time zone is going to be different. And this day and age, most of the projects, they are done by people sitting remotely in different time zones, making this one incorrect answer. Stop involving remote members. You don't stop involving remote members. What if the remote members are the ones who are bringing in the required skills to produce those deliverables? So allow people to work remotely. So this cannot be the answer. Escalate every delay to the sponsor. You don't escalate every delay to the sponsor. The responsibility of the project manager is to manage the project on a daily basis, making this one incorrect answer. So the best answer here is A. You need to tailor communication and decision cadence to support collaboration. Because remember, you have distributed team in different time zones, which is causing delays, okay? So you need to tailor communication and decision cadence to support collaboration. Tailor communication based on the different time zones that we have so that you don't have these delayed decisions, all right? And our reference to PMBOK is stakeholder performance domain. What is the best mindset in this scenario is to adapt collaboration methods to the team and also stakeholder context. So the context here is based on the time zone. So this is a very important mindset to apply to this particular question. You need to adapt collaboration methods to the team and stakeholder context. Making A the best answer because time zone challenges, they require tailored communication and also decision practice. Making A the best answer. Practice question number 84. A team suggests adding buffer to every activity because they do not trust estimates. What should the project manager do? So what is our problem statement? We have a team that is suggesting adding a buffer to every activity because they do not trust the estimates, all right? So let's go through the answers now. Review estimating practice, uncertainty, and appropriate contingents. Okay, makes sense. You want to review the estimate practice. Add hidden buffers elsewhere. Don't hide anything in a project environment. Be transparent and honest. Remove all contingents. This might not be even practical to remove all contingents. You might need them, making this one incorrect answer. Tell the team estimates do not matter. Estimates, they do matter in a project environment. So you cannot tell the team that. Making A the best answer in this particular scenario. You need to review the estimate practice, uncertainty, and appropriate contingents because the team is suggesting adding buffer, okay? Because they do not trust the estimates. So you need to review the estimate practice. Why is it the team, they don't trust the estimates? What is our reference to a PMBOK? Is schedule performance domain, right? And what is the best mindset to apply here? The best mindset is to use transparent estimation and also contingent practice. So this is the best mindset that can also work in this particular scenario. Making A the best answer in this scenario because schedule, okay, realism comes from sound estimation and also visible contingents, not hiding or even padding. Making A the best answer. Practice question number 85. A sponsor wants the project manager to accept a vendor deliverable that does not meet criteria because the vendor relationship is very important. What should the project manager do? Okay. So our problem statement, we have a sponsor here who wants the project manager to accept a vendor deliverable. Project manager is supposed to accept a vendor deliverable because they want to have a good relationship with the vendor. What should the project manager do? A, document the gap, assess impact, and follow the acceptance or change process. I like two things here, change process and also assess the impact. So I'll leave this one for now. B, accept it without record. You don't just accept it because it's coming from a sponsor. You also need to create a record, making this one incorrect answer. Reject all vendor work permanently. You don't just reject without assessing. You need to reject things only after assessing, making this one incorrect. Ask the team to fix it without notifying anyone. You are now hiding things in a project, which is not ethical. So making A the best answer in this particular scenario. Even if it's coming from a sponsor, you still need to document and assess. Even if you want to maintain a relationship with the vendor, you still need to document and also assess. You need also to go through the change process because this is a deliverable which is not meeting a certain criteria. So you need to assess the impact of doing that. How do we link it back to our PMBOK? We have to embed quality into process and deliverable principles. And what is our mindset here? Our mindset here is to protect agreed acceptance criteria and transparency. Remember, this is not meeting criteria here. So the good mindset as a project manager is to protect what has been accepted earlier as an acceptance criteria. All right, making A the best answer because stakeholder pressure does not override quality and also acceptance procedures. So making A the best answer. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe button, and the notification button so that you are the first person to be notified each time a new video is uploaded on this channel. It will also help the channel to grow. It will also help the channel to produce more videos like this one. Practice question number 86. A project is using Agile, but the organization requires capital budget checkpoints. What should the project manager do? So we have a project which is using Agile. We can see it here. But the organization requires capital budget checkpoints, right? So what should the project manager do? Let's go through the answers. Tailor the Agile approach to meet required governance checkpoints. Okay, it makes sense. You want to tailor the Agile approach so that you meet the checkpoints here, all right? B, ignore organizational finance. You don't ignore organizational finance governance in a project environment. So making this one incorrect answer. Stop Agile delivery completely. You don't stop your approach. If you're using Agile predictive, you don't stop because there is some capital budget checkpoints. So making this one incorrect answer. Hide the iteration spending. You don't hide anything in a project. Always be transparent and honest in a project environment. So therefore, the best answer in this scenario is to tailor the Agile approach to meet the required governance checkpoints. And what is our reference to our PMBOK? Finance performance domain, which is on page 58. What does it say? Finance performance domain covers financial planning, estimation, developing budgets, monitoring, and also controlling finance. And the best mindset that you can use in this particular environment or scenario is you need to adapt an approach while meeting financial governance. This is very important. Your approach should always be meeting financial governance, making A the best answer because adaptive delivery can coexist with the required financial controls when tailored, making A the best answer. Practice question number 87. A major stakeholder is satisfied with the product but unhappy with the lack of involvement. What should the project manager do? Okay. So we have a stakeholder here who is not satisfied with product. Okay. Is not satisfied with the product. Is also unhappy that there is the stakeholder is satisfied with the product, but is unhappy with the lack of involvement. So the stakeholder was not engaged properly throughout this. What should the project manager do? Okay. A, improve engagement and feedback opportunities for the stakeholder. I like the word improve engagement because the stakeholder was not involved initially. So now he's going to be engaged. Tell the stakeholder satisfaction with the product is enough. You don't tell the stakeholder, you're forcing the stakeholder to accept. The main issue is they want to be involved. So making this an incorrect answer. Remove stakeholder engagement from the plan. You always need stakeholder engagement, so you cannot remove it from the plan. Increase technical reporting only. You are even making it worse. Technical reporting, not every stakeholder is going to be technically good. So the difficulty here is very hard, and the best answer here is A. All right? So you need to improve engagement. and feedback opportunities to the stakeholder. Remember, the stakeholder was complaining about lack of involvement. So you now need to involve them. You now need to improve, to engage them more. How do we reference back to our PMBOK? We have the stakeholder performance domain. What does it say? It emphasizes identifying stakeholders, planning engagement. This was not involved, so there was no engagement properly. Communication, and also managing and monitoring the stakeholders throughout the project. The best mindset that you could apply here is stakeholder satisfaction includes engagement, not just deliverables, okay? So if you want your stakeholders to be satisfied, make sure you're always engaging them throughout the project, making A the best answer, because engagement quality affects confidence and also acceptance, even the product is acceptable. So making A the best answer in this scenario. Practice question number 88. A project manager is asked to report that the project is on budget, but known future costs, they make an overrun likely. What should they do? So what's our problem statement here? The project manager is being asked to report that the project is on budget, but they've got known future costs that are going to make an overrun to the project. Okay, let's go through the answers. A, report the current performance and forecast transparently. Okay, makes sense. I like the word transparent. Report only current spend and omit the forecast. The forecast is going to affect your overrun, so you cannot ignore it at the moment. You also need to report it. Delay cost reporting until the overrun occurs. The moment you start delaying things, it will be very difficult for you to report this, especially this overrun that we are talking about, making this one an incorrect answer. Then move costs to another project. This does not resolve the problem because the feature is going to have an overrun. So it's not going to resolve the problem, making it incorrect answer. So the best answer here is A. So the project manager is supposed to report current performance and focusing transparent. As a project manager, be transparent and honest. How do we link it back to our PMBOK? This is a finance performance domain, okay? And what is the best mindset in this scenario? Focus honestly and manage financial expectations. Honest is the best that you can do as a project manager. In some cases, even if you know it might even cost your job or your relationship, but sometimes when you're transparent and honest, it makes things very easy to go through. Making A the best answer because financial control requires transparency, current and also forecast information. So this one, you are focusing an overrun in future. You still need to be transparent on the focus also. This was a difficult question. Right, let's move on. Practice question number 89. A risk response requires work from a team that is not part of the project. What should the project manager do? Okay, it's a very interesting question. And the difficulty also here is also hard. A risk response requires work from a team that is not part of the project. So you want some response, but the team is not part of the project. What should the project manager do? Okay, number A, coordinate ownership, authority, and schedule impact with the external team. This makes sense. The moment you start coordinating, you want to make sure that at least something is done up to completion. Okay, B, assign the work without discussion. You need to discuss this because this team is outside your project. So you need to discuss with them. Maybe they're also engaged in other things, so they might not give you time for your project. Right, C, ignore the response because the team is external. You don't ignore the response in a project. You also need this external team to also respond because it's going to affect your project. Ask the sponsor to replace the external team. There was a reason this external team was chosen. Probably didn't have capacity or resources. And you don't go to the sponsor to just replace external team like that. The issue here is to implement the risk response. So making this one incorrect answer. So the best answer here is A. You need to coordinate ownership, authority, schedule impact with the external team. Remember, this is an external team which is not part of your project, okay? But it's supposed to implement the risk response. How do we link this back to our PMBOK? You go to risk performance domain. What does it say? It includes planning, risk implementation, and also risk responses. So what is the best practice in this, what is the best mindset in this particular scenario? Risk responses, they need clear ownership and coordination. This is very important. If you have any risk, you must be very clear in terms of ownership and also coordination so that you're able to implement the responses. Making A the best answer because the responses involve external groups. It requires agreement, ownership, and integration. So A is the best answer in this scenario. Practice question number 19. A project team completes deliverables early, but customer adoption remains low. What should the project manager review? Okay, you need to review something here. So what is our problem statement? A project team has completed deliverables early, so early delivery, but the customer adoption remains low, which means the customer is not accepting quickly, is not using quickly what has been delivered by the project team. So what should the project manager review? Stakeholder readiness, change impact, and value realization for activities. Okay, value realization is very important. B, only the task completion percentage. This is not going to solve the problem. The problem is the customer, there's low adoption from the customer. So this cannot be the answer. The team's vacation calendar, the calendar is not going to make the customers adopt the deliverables as quickly as possible. So this cannot be the answer. The number of reports created, this does not resolve the current problem. So the best answer in this scenario is A, which is stakeholder readiness, change impacts, and also value realization activities. All right? Because the customer is not adopting this deliverable as early as possible. I would do a reference to our PMBOK. We focus on value principles, okay? And what is the mindset that we're talking about? Delivery speed is not the same as adoption or benefit. This is very important mindset. You might do something very fast, but it does not mean that it's going to be adopted by the users or it's going to be beneficial to the users. So in terms of value, making A the best answer, okay? Because low adoption threatens value even when deliverables are produced early, okay? So making A the best answer. If you want me to create more videos based on what we've gone through in this video, you can reach out to me or you can let me know in the comment section below.